Howdy folks, Greyhawk 4x4 coming at you again, your resident vintage gamer, and I hope everybody out there is healthy. And we're up to video number 6. This is number 6 in the catch-up series. And we're going to talk about the Intellivision Amico console that is supposed to be launching. It's supposed to be coming out in October. The pre-orders start for this at the end of this month. Now, in addition to that, there was, for a very small window of time, to be able to get a Founders Edition. I can't remember when it was. It was a few weeks back. And I don't even know how I lucked out, but I just happened to click to check my email at the right time, and I saw that they were making the window open if you wanted to get a Founders Edition, which is going to be the only way that you could get the wood grain that looks like the original Intellivision from the 70s, or early 80s. I can't remember exactly when Intellivision first came out. It might have been like 79. But regardless, in order to get a Founders Edition, that same wood grain pattern, you had to go online and you had to make a deposit. Well, I lucked out and I was able to do that. So I do have one reserved now. That was just complete stroke, because if I'd have had more notice, I would have posted, on Twitter or something like that, but it was one of those weird things where I just kind of lucked out. So, now about the console, before I forget also, I am going to put links to the actual website for the Intellivision Amico, and then there is a separate link I'm going to put on the 17th of this month, just a few days ago, I guess, like 10 days ago or whatever it was. They did a trailer that they put on a YouTube video. So I'll put the link to that, and that shows a lot of the gameplay for the different games that they've got scheduled that they're planning to put out. And I believe the price point is $199, right around $199 for the console. And there's several different colors to choose from. It's going to have wireless automatic charging control, so you dock it on the console, that your controller's on the console, and it automatically starts charging them wirelessly and all that. And it is, and it's being touted as a 100% family-friendly console. There's not going to be any bad language. There's not going to be any adult content or anything like that. It's just going to be a fun console for the whole family. So, while I'm not opposed to adult content. I play, a lot of games that are rated mature and everything on Steam and everything else. I also likewise don't have a problem with them doing it where it's going to be 100% family friendly. I have friends with kids and stuff like that, and that'll be great for them. So, because it kind of gives them peace of mind that no matter what they get, they don't have to worry about how it's going to, affect their children or anything like that. So, the gameplay that I saw in that trailer they've taken a lot of the old games and they've basically upgraded them to modern graphics and controls, and it looks positively incredible. In that trailer, towards the end, you're going to see the old there was a Dungeons and Dragons title for the original Intellivision, which of course was back, when it was the 8-bit graphics and everything was blocky, and just, it was the very beginning of video games, and so that's how it looked. But they've taken that now and modernized it, and it looks fantastic. And if you look at the comments on that video, on that trailer video, if you look at the comments below, most of the people that are excited about it, when they saw the D&D title, they kind of went apeshit a little bit. They were like, that was the one that kind of, they said, okay, that's it, I'm buying one, because I got to have the new, that D&D title. I got to be able to play D&D with the new modern graphics and everything. So, but there's sports games, there's, stuff like, there's simple stuff like, backgammon, stuff like that, card games, stuff like that. But there's like the sports stuff, there's Missile Command, Astro Smash, all the adventure titles, the combat, Twitch-based stuff, platforming. They've got a whole slew of all kinds of stuff that they're going to put out on it. And it just looks like a fun console that just, not a lot of thought required. If you just want to kick back and just blast some shit and do some fun games or whatever, it looks like it's perfect for that. And of course, as an old Intellivision guy, because there was, back in the day, you had two schools. You had the Atari people, the Atari 2600, and you had the Intellivision people. And it was kind of like Apple and PC now. There's people that are Apple and there's people that are PC, and they get into arguments about them all the time. Which one, Apple sucks and PC sucks and, all these things. Well, back in the day, it was Atari and Intellivision. That was it. And I was an Intellivision guy. I ended up, at some point, having an Atari 2600, but I was far more in the Intellivision camp. I mean, the depth in those games was so much better, like Sea Battle and the Tron games, based on the Tron TV series, film series, based on the Tron film series, that license. They made Tron Deadly Discs. There was, I want to say Silver Surfer, not Silver Surfer, something Surfer. There was a few titles in the Tron license, and this whole Amico thing, it looks like it's just going to be kind of a re-envisioning of all that. Now, what I haven't been able to figure out is, by trying to do some research, I'm trying to find out if they're going to have the old titles, if you can still play them in 8-bit form on the console, just as, like, if it's that would be such small amounts of memory. I could see where they could just put all of those on the console if you did want to try them in the old 8-bit version. I didn't see that. I'm assuming that would just be a nice little feature to have. I hope they do that, where, like, you could play Astro Smash, let's say, and then the current version, the modern version, and then, as a kick in the ass, just say, hey, let's see what it looked like when it was the 8-bit version, and go right back and play it right then on the 8-bit version. So, and by the way, a little piece of Intellivision trivia: if you watch The Big Bang Theory, the TV show, Sheldon Cooper sometimes wears an Astro Smash t-shirt. It actually has the actual old 8-bit Intellivision Astro Smash game on the shirt. So next time you watch, he wore it at least a couple times that I know of on the show. So you can pick up on, if you haven't already. So anyway, as far as consoles go, I don't know what I'm going, like, when the new generation comes out, PlayStation 5 and the next Xbox, whatever weird name they're going to come up with, instead of just saying, Xbox 1, 2, 3, they had to go with, Xbox One and Xbox, 101, who knows what the hell they're going to come up with. So, but it'll be PlayStation 5 and then whatever the next Xbox is. But I will definitely, like, I've already pre-ordered the Founders Edition, I'll have the Intellivision Amico anyway, regardless of what other direction. If I do go with a console of the next generation, I'll also have the Amico. So let me know what your guys' feelings are. If any of you are old Intellivision people as well, I'd like to know if you have no idea what Intellivision was and this is all new to you and you're going to go check out the links to see what I'm talking about. Put that down below too. That would be interesting information, just to kind of see how everything breaks down, how well people even knew about that this was coming out, and how many people were old school Intellivision people, how many people had no idea what Intellivision was. It'd be interesting to see all that. Tomorrow's video. So let's come up with. So now we're getting down to the nitty gritty here. We've got the Doctor Who the last series, this most recent series of season of Doctor Who to talk about, and all of its different layers of. There was controversy. There was the whole bit. There's that. There is the Dark Tower tabletop board game that, and I don't do Kickstarters anymore, but I did this one because again, there's vintage gaming involved, because as far as I'm concerned, the original Dark Tower board game is the best board game ever built, ever made. So this new Return to Dark Tower looks fantastic, and it was like, I think they got like $2 million on their Kickstarter. I mean, it was just ridiculous how popular this was. So we can talk about that. So we could do Doctor Who, we could do Dark Tower. We could go into detail and try and get you guys caught up on the campaign, the D&D campaign back here, the tabletop one, that we're now on a break from, of course, because of the virus. So let's put those three things up for a vote. Let's say tabletop D&D campaign update, Doctor Who, or the Return to Dark Tower, the board game. Vote down below. Tell me which one you guys want to see, and that'll be tomorrow's video. At some point, we're going to get through all these catch-up videos, and then we can start talking about whatever the next thing is that comes out. So until tomorrow, guys, we'll catch you on the flip side.